Hey guys, Woody here, and I am super excited to kick off my new project, the Movie Review Project. So, I'll just jump right into it. The first movie I watched tonight was Source Code, and I'm surprised I hadn't seen it until tonight because it was a great movie. And so I'll just jump right into the details of it. So, it was made in 2011. It's rated PG-13, so you can watch it with your family. It's a thriller drama movie, and it is an hour and 33 minutes long. It got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it was a really good movie. I loved it. It kept me on the edge of my seat. So without further ado, here's the review of Source Code. So this is going to have some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie and you want to, stop the video now and go watch it. If you have seen the movie or just don't care and you're going to watch this review of it anyway, keep watching. So I'll just go ahead and read you the thing of what it says on Google. It says, this is the description of the movie. Helicopter pilot Colter Stevens, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, is part of a top-secret military operation that enables him to experience the last few minutes in the life of Sean Fentress, a man who died in a commuter train explosion. The purpose of Colter's mission is to learn the identity of the bomber and prevent similar catastrophe. As Colter lives Sean's final moments, he becomes more certain that he can prevent the first tragedy from ever occurring, as long as he doesn't run out of time. So, this is a pretty deep movie, and I'm kind of gutsy doing it for my first review video, so hopefully you guys don't hate this. So, here we go. Jake Gyllenhaal plays Colter Stevens. He's on this he wakes up and he's on this train and he doesn't know where he's at. So he's all of a sudden, fast forward, the plane explodes in 8 minutes, gone. He wakes up in this capsule thing. He thinks it's he calls it a capsule, and this computer screen comes on, boop, and it's this like military person in a room, and she's telling him, hey, who is the bomber? Interrogating him, like, who's the bomber? And he doesn't know. So they're like, we're sending you back in. He's like, what? And all of a sudden he wakes up on the train again, and you're like, what happened? Well, so long story short, he keeps waking up on this train over and over again every 8 minutes after he fails the mission. He's hooked up to this machine called the Source Code, and essentially this thing is not a time machine, but it allows you to go relive the last 8 minutes of somebody's life if you have their brain. So Sean Fentress, the guy who died on the train, in the train explosion from the terrorist attack. It was a terrorist attack. They got part of his brain. They hooked it up to the Source Code, which they found Jake Gyllenhaal's character Colter. He died over in Iraq or something in the war. He was an army guy. So they have his partial body. That's a spoiler. At the end of the movie, you see his like blown up body or whatever, and just his head hooked up to the machine. He's hooked up to this machine so that he can keep reliving the last 8 minutes of the Sean Fentress's life, which was on the train explosion. So essentially, this machine, the Source Code, allows him to go back in time, sort of, and try and stop this explosion. But no, the mission is not to stop the explosion. The mission is to find the bad guy and prevent him from blowing up the next place, because they know that he's going to go blow up Chicago. It is Chicago. So he's going to go, the bad guy, is going to go blow up Chicago. But the military wants to stop that, obviously. So the train has already exploded, but they're sending Jake Gyllenhaal, who's already dead, his blown up body, but they're sending his consciousness or whatever back into that separate time. We'll call it a separate reality. So there's two realities: the one where he's dead and the one that he's alive. He's alive over here. He's laying in the military base over here, dead, sort of, in the consciousness in the Source Code. So Source Code, then this is in the Source Code. Cool? So he's dead over here, in the Source Code over here. All right. So this is the real life, and this is the Source Code. Cool? Follow? All right. So they send him. He exists over here, and he knows that this is his reality. So he's in this capsule. This is the capsule, and he keeps getting sent back to the train. He's on the train. Now he's gonna find the instructions from the guys over here, the military in real life, are like, hey, you need to go find out. You're the only one who can do this. You're already dead. FYI. Go find the bad guy and tell him, tell us the name so that we can go track him down and prevent him from blowing up Chicago. And Jake Gyllenhaal, Colter Stevens is over here like, I hate this, but okay. So he goes onto the train a bunch of times. He fails several times and gets blown up and whatnot. And he tries to find the bad guy. He falls in love / gets to know really well this chick who sits across from him in the train. Now, he finally, long story short, finally realizes that he is on track to find the bad guy, finds the bad guy, then he gets shot. Redo. But he knows the identity of the bad guy. So he tells these guys over here, through the machine that's connected. There's a machine connecting these two, okay? So the military over here is like, oh, sweet, you did it. That's the end of your mission. Now, what Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't know in the machine is that, oh, they're going to wipe his memory and make him do it over and over and over again for all these things. They're going to keep his dead body over here. They're going to keep it conscious, sort of, for like the rest of eternity doing these missions. But he just kind of wants to die, but whatever. So they were like, woohoo, success, we stopped the Chicago bombing because they got the bad guy. Well, the one girl who's been in contact with him the whole time, with Jake Gyllenhaal over here the whole time, she feels bad for him. He wants to save the whole train, and he thinks he can save the whole thing from ever happening, like change the past to change the future. So he thinks, but these guys over here don't think that's possible. And so the girl feels sorry for him. So here's not the bad guys, here's the military guys who invented the machine. Here's the girl who's been in contact with him the whole time, telling him what to do. She feels bad. So she puts him in there one last time for a last 8 minutes. And then she's going to turn off the life support machine over here and kill him completely so that he can move on. So he goes in there for the last 8 minutes, his last ever. And he knows this. So he goes in there with the girl, and he thinks he can save him. So he goes in there, and he unplugs the bomb and everything. And he's super chill about it because, he's like, all right, this is my last 8 minutes ever. So he calls he like makes everyone laugh and whatnot, and everything's happy. He pulls the bomb off. He stops the bad guy. He chains him up in the other train car. He's just stopped completely, right? Not even like blowing up the train anymore. So stops it completely. Now, he is like just content in the moment and everything. He knows the train is not going to blow up, but he still thinks it's the last 8 minutes. So he kisses the girl. Everyone's laughing. Time stops. At the 8 minutes. The 8 minute mark hits. Time just freezes. This guy over here, at the 8 minute mark, the girl over here shuts off his life support. Dead. So over here, dead. Then, all of a sudden, this over here, time starts again. This reality, gone. Goes away. So there's one reality now. It's him. Colter Stevens. But we don't know if he's living as Sean Fentress, the guy who initially was on the train, like everyone saw him as, or if he's living actually as himself, Colter Stevens. But regardless, he's with the girl, and he's all happy and stuff, and he's alive. So then, but as before this was gone, he sent a text message over to the chick who was helping him, this chick here, over to helping him. And she gets it after this gone. So next thing, there's new reality. We'll put it over here. All right, so new reality pops up. He's not, he's still dead over here. There's another dead Jake Gyllenhaal over here. He's still in the machine. But this over here hasn't happened. So you have two alternate realities happening. One where he's alive and when the train hasn't blown up, and one where the train never did blow up, but yet they know the machine works. So Jake Gyllenhaal is living over here and over here. It's confusing, but it's really good. So you have to watch the movie to fully get the concept. I'm not sure if I explained that correctly. I did my best. So they go on about their lives, and he's over here, and this guy over here tells the girl to tell his self in the machine that keep solving mysteries and make sure that he knows what's happening and that everything's going to be okay, just to keep solving the mysteries. So there's two of him now? I don't know. So, it's a good movie. I keep these things under 10 minutes, hopefully. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more next time. I'm sorry that was a lot of information. Hopefully you got it. watch the movie.